Welcome to QI, where we're snowed in on a silent night and wishing you season's greetings. A lowly shepherd, Sally Phillips. A wise woman, Bonnie Langford. An immaculate virgin, Joe Lycett. And in keeping with tradition, Alan Davis. Let's hear their adorable acting. Joe goes...
We must go to Bethlehem on a donkey.
Sally goes...
I was just washing my socks when an angel suddenly appeared.
Bonnie goes...
Behold, I bring you Behold, I bring you gold.
Alan goes...
Now, you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Right. Based on what you are wearing, who's probably going to win tonight's show?
Joe.
Joe, why?
Joe, because he's Mary, and Mary is the star of the show.
Well, actually, you have got it right. That is right. But why do you think that might be?
Because I'm so clever and gorgeous.
Well, I present a religious show on Sunday mornings, so
Yeah.
I know that there was a piece of research that tried to map the parts that people played in the school nativity with lifetime success. But I can't remember who came out best.
So they did a survey in 2019 and they asked 2,000 people what parts they had as children, and then they had a look at their lives and see how it worked out. Now, people who played oxen ended up earning the most.
No.
Yes. So twice as much on average as those people who played lambs or sheep, OK? Wow. Mary's most likely to be content with their adult life, with Joseph's coming second. Mary also had the most social media friends. So the most popular. OK?
At Joe Lycett, if you want to follow me.
Yeah.
The person with the fewest social media friends, the narrator. Way behind.
Narrators just always annoying, aren't
Yeah, and narrator most likely to work in education and enjoy horse riding. I mean, what are the chances of these things? The donkey most likely to work in IT and do gardening and enjoy puzzles. The angel Gabriel most likely to work in marketing and communications.
What were you in the nativity?
I was the star, and when I say that, I don't mean I had the main part. I played the actual star. I just wore a twinkly headband and appeared over the stable like that. Yeah.
It sounds slightly creepy.
Yeah. I think it is a bit creepy. Can we just admire the set, which I think does look...
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
Amazing. This might very well be illegal in France. Why would that be?
Because it's covered in cocaine.
Is it because there's a fire risk of candles near here?
No, it's about depictions of the Nativity. It's illegal to display them in public places if it demonstrates a public recognition or preference for a specific religion. So the only way you can get round the law is by proving that it has some cultural, artistic or festive significance. It can't have religious significance. It's not allowed. So some mayors have protested about this in France. In January 2021, the mayor of Beaucaire, which is in Provence, insisted on keeping their nativity scene up in the town hall till Candlemas, which is February the 2nd. And he argued that there was a cultural history to have these nativity scenes. And that is true in a way because they feature these things called santos, or little saints. And the point is that these are traditional Provence figures. And these have been traditional, well, since the French Revolution, actually. But anyway, the guy in Beaucaire, he was fined €5,000 a day for each day that the scene was up. Because I know, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Anybody remember, we've mentioned before on the show, Alan, do you remember what the Catalan version of nativity scenes include?
Yes.
Did you want to share with the other children?
No, I don't.
No. A caganet?
Oh, caganet, yes. The caganet is part of the Catalan
Is it?
Nativity, yeah.
It's a crouching, how can I put this politely, defecating statue.
Oh, yes, the poo one.
The poo one.
Yeah.
I think I'd said to you the poo
It's in
one.
all the Catalan.
Yes.
It's a squatting man.
That is. It's a traditional symbol of fertility. What's funny about it is that when you go to the area, you can buy these little figures of, this, you know, you can get one of Donald Trump and you can get one of David Beckham, whoever you want to have.
I'd want Timmy Mallet. Why not?
With or without his mallet.
Yeah, just Timmy Mallet having a shirt. That's what I want for Christmas.
Wow.
You remind me a tiny bit of Timmy Mallet.
Stop right now. I will walk from this show.
But nativity scenes have had a long history of controversy, not just in France. 1890s, there was an English priest who issued knuckle dusters to his congregation so they could repel attacks on local nativity scenes because people felt so strongly about it. They were hardline Anglicans, anti-ritualists, they were called, and they didn't want any religious decoration of any kind. In fact, one of the leaders of the anti-ritualist movement was Lady Wimborne. She was Winston Churchill's aunt. There, she's formidable, isn't she? Wow. Marvellous. Right. Cornelia.
There's a whole... PETA have got a big campaign against using animals in nativities.
Well, like real animals.
Real animals, live nativities. And there's been a real issue with them trying to escape and also... sheep being sexually harassed.
By who? What? By the wise men? Who's doing this?
There was genuinely a thing where a guy got into the nativity scene in America, but also true. And
why do you do it in America? It is a real place.
Put it down, you bad man! Stop! Leave my sheep alone. No, you don't, you pervert.
What sort of a shepherd are you?
But yeah, no, and he had sex with the sheep.
Oh,
really...
during the nativity?
Oh, yeah, they had a stable set with live animals and someone broke in at night and had sex with the sheep.
Be honest, was it Timmy Mallet?
That's covered nativity plays, I think, very succinctly. Apparently, future success can be predicted by your school nativity play, which, quite frankly, is verging on the ridiculous.
Aha!
Come on. OK, do you want to take your beard off, darling? You can. Happy?
I'm all right, if you are.
Yeah, no, what's great is that people will go, who was that person talking about sheep sex? Why is there always too much to do on Christmas Day?
Oh.
I think Christmas Day is where you can relax, isn't it? It's like the lead-up to Christmas Day that's a bit of a night... We're not quite relaxed. Once you got to Christmas Day, the worst bit's out of the way.
I can't take you seriously. You look like you're about to serve nachos.
I think, yeah, Alan looks like one of those guys that plays the panpipes on...
Yes.
Yes, right, selling their albums.
When you're all quite done.
Yeah. The idea is that we try and cram it all into one day. And they never used to do that. So medieval and Tudor period, for example, Christmas lasted for a full season. So you'd start possibly the 1st of November right through to the 2nd of February. So All Hallows Day, it was called, all the way to Candlemas. And there would be huge feasts on the way. Things that I think we should bring back. St Martin's Day. Who celebrates that? Anybody?
Martin?
Martin Clunes.
Everyone called Martin?
Martin Chemist.
Yeah.
November the 11th. It started a full 43 days of Advent. I like him, St Martin of Tours. He has an eclectic list of things. He's the patron of geese, horses, innkeepers and reformed alcoholics.
They would seem to be cancel each other out.
I know, the innkeepers and the reformed alcoholics. But the Middle Ages, I mean, goodness, they were really rowdy at Christmas. There was a lord of misrule appointed, always, from among the peasants to lead the revelry. So this is not a good story. In Lincolnshire, 1637, the lord of misrule was taken through a mock ceremony in which he married a fellow citizen. And after this sham marriage, in the words of one Victorian historian who documented it, the affair was carried to its utmost extent in front of the crowds.
Oh, how shocking.
Publicly consummated marriage with somebody they didn't really know. And there were a lot of complaints at the time about the amount of chambering that went on at Christmas. It's just a very good old word for doing the deed.
Chambering.
Chambering, yes.
Yeah. Now it's just called Married at First Sight. And
Yes,
it's a television programme.
Absolutely right. Right, guys, if you want to take off your, I don't know, your frocks if it's a bit more comfortable.
Oh, there.
There we go.
Take that, Timmy.
Lovely. Oh, I say, that's...
Is that your jumper?
No, I borrowed it from Pam St Clement.
All like our snow, deep and crisp and even. But what is it mostly made of?
Woke lefties, that's what it's full of.
Woke lefties.
Yeah, snowflakes.
Snowflake.
Yeah.
Mainly air, isn't it?
Yes, it is mainly air. So powdery, freshly fallen snow is made up of tiny crystals of frozen water, and each crystal is surrounded by air. So it's incredibly fluffy and porous, and up to 90 to 95% of its total mass is just air. And that's why when snow melts, it seems like so little of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a really good rule of thumb. 1 inch of rain corresponds with about 10 inches of snow.
Really?
Yeah. God. What does it make snow? If it's got so much air in it, what's it going to give it as a quality?
Well, transparency.
Excellent insulator. Because it's full of air. So if you're inside a well-built igloo, let's imagine it's minus 40 degrees centigrade outside, your body heat trapped inside all of that air is enough to make it a very nice 16 degrees inside. In Denmark, because we get quite a lot of snow, it's always recommended that you carry a single tea light and a box of matches, and a single tea light lit on the dashboard of your car will be enough to keep you warm for the entire night if you're stuck in snow.
Wow.
That's quite a good tip.
I mean, if you get a few across the dashboard, it's roasting, I mean.
Yes. Some marshmallows.
Get your top off.
Pouring wax on your stuff. Steaming up the windows.
Yeah.
What's going on in there? We've run out of petrol, bugger off.
And ice does not have the same insulating properties as snow. That's why they never build igloos out of ice, although you do get some igloos where a block of ice has been put in as a window.
A friend of mine took his fiancée to the ice hotel. Has anyone been to that?
No, I want to go.
Apparently it was horrible.
Oh!
Cold.
Was it a bit chilly?
It was.
Tongue sticks to the window. That sounds shit.
How often are you licking windows in hotels?
How else do you know they're clean, Chuck?
Snow is one of the very few things that isn't mostly made of water. What kind of parasite sticks around at Christmas and extracts food from the host?
An actor.
Yes.
Anywhere to get a free meal.
Is it that thing that lives in the carpets?
Those are your feet, Sally. They're your feet. There are those things in the carpet again!
Can I ask something quick question? This headband you're wearing, is it decoration or is there a serious injury under?
It's very, very tight.
I'm talking about mistletoe. There we go.
Hey!
Oh, yes.
That's
Yeah,
a parasite.
It's a parasite, yes. It's part of the sandalwood family. It sinks its roots into tree branches and then it sucks the nutrients and water that it needs out of it.
Wow.
So, how are they going to make sure that their seeds are deposited on tree branches rather than on the ground?
Birds.
Birds, berries, yeah. But...
So the seeds have evolved to be sticky. When the birds eat them, the seeds stick to their bottoms at the other end when it comes out the other end.
And it's actually...
Oh,
That's a nice look.
photograph.
That is a mistletoe flower pecker, isn't it beautiful?
I think the name is from the Anglo-Saxon meaning bird poo. Misteltan.
Yes, so it's mist is shit or dung.
Poo.
Tan
Yeah.
is twig.
Poo twigs.
Poo twigs.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
Shit stick.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happens is they get these seeds stuck to their bottoms, and then the only way for the bird to detach them is to find some kind of hard, angular surface to wipe them on, and the tree branch is often the very best candidate. And they're usually deposited along with a rather handy covering of fertilising faeces. So it's absolutely terrific. Sometimes they regurgitate the seeds instead, and then they just wipe their beak on the branch. It's incredibly clever. The mistletoe genus is called viscum, so it's a Latin from mistletoe. It's where we get viscous from.
Sticky poo.
Yeah.
You poo, if you will.
It is you.
And do you know how it became romantic?
Why do we kiss underneath it then?
Yes, it is a weird thing, isn't
It's
it?
just a bit like,
It's a
ooh.
sort of-
Have a snog under the
Out.
shit stick.
Honestly.
One of the main birds that does this is the missel thrush.
Do you know what? I was once the voice of canist and thrush cream.
Were you?
Yes, they did a radio commercial.
And you were the...
Where
What did you
I
have
was
to
the
say?
voice of Well, the marketing people had decided that for the purposes of this audio-only advert, the caniston was going to be a stand-up comedian.
Have you got an itch? I've got an itch. I went to a bar, I had a little bit of an itch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly that. And I thought I did a slightly different voice. You ever suffer from embarrassing feminine itching? I don't know, do you? Yes, you know. I thought, well, no one will ever know because I've done a slightly different voice.
OK.
And then I got recognised on the tube by a blind woman.
You're the thrush lady.
Lady.
Recognise that voice anyway. You're hilarious.
Anyway,
Why are you thrush jokes?
why we use it for romance, nobody really knows. It may be associated with fertility by the Druids. The white berries may represent semen, I'm afraid.
So, poo, semen and kisses.
Right, what can I tell you?
Merry Christmas.
Right. In the original pantomimes, the lead character magically transformed the scene halfway through by waving around a magic... what?
Wand.
Where's that, Bon? Where were you?
I think that was Guildford, the Yvonne Arnaud Theatre. That's a good wand, actually. It's a nice
Is
wand.
there a trick to doing a proper wand?
One needs to always make sure that the top of the wand is upright. You must never.
We've each got a wand, so you can give us a quick lesson.
Oh!
In wand holding.
Voila!
Aha.
Yes, this is rather a subtle wand. One.
Wow, diss the props.
One must hold the wand at the bottom and then support it a bit like a sceptre.
OK.
Like this, and always make sure that the magic is held upright and then bestowed on the person.
Mine bends to the left.
We're not...
And I don't think anybody's surprised.
Yeah.
So that's it, wand work.
really.
Anyway, the answer was not wand.
I think the answer is slapstick.
is
Or
correct.
this is where
Good thing.
slapstick comes from.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So they were initially... Pantomime, you're kind of looking at the early 1700s, and they were initially called harlequinades. And every show would begin as a rather serious melodrama. And then about halfway through, a mischievous magician called Harlequin would start bashing bits of scenery with his magic bat, and they were hinged, so they would collapse at a particular moment. I mean, it must have been great, and reveal new scenery behind. And the sound of the stick smacking was also the signal for the stagehands to run on and transform the set. And from that moment on, the whole tone of the show changed. It wasn't a serious melodrama anymore. It was, well, just out-and-out farce with absurd chase scenes and comic platforms. And it turned into, by the 1800s, a proper slapstick. So it's two sticks joined by a hinge.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. And that's where we get the word slapstick from. So slapstick is often cited as one of the earliest special effects, and there is an even earlier one, and I love this. It was invented by a playwright called John Dennis. So 1709, he staged his own play called Appius and Virginia. It doesn't sound very good. It was a tragedy set in ancient Rome, and nobody liked it. But what they really liked was his new thunder machine. It was amazing. It generated these really realistic sound effects for stormy scenes. Anyway, play did not do very well, and it closed after a few nights and was replaced by Macbeth. And when Dennis, the playwright, turned up to watch the Macbeth production, he was outraged to hear his very distinctive sound effect being used. They had literally stolen his thunder.
Oh.
And that is where he
where it
gets
came from?
Is that Steal My Thunder?
Yes, stolen his
there you
thunder.
go.
It's great.
And was it the thunder? Was it
metal.
because they used a sheet of metal?
They used to use sheets of metal, but there was also a thing called a thunder run, which I wish they still had. They used to make a pipe set into the wall of some theatres, so it would start very high up in the gods, and it would wrap its way round the building, and you dropped a cannonball into it, and it would rumble, so you could almost as if you could hear the thunder going all the way around the building.
Cool.
That is cool, isn't
That's
it?
clever.
It'd be annoying to start it at the wrong time, wouldn't it?
Stop!
Romeo, where from? Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Brussels sprouts are a Christmas dinner staple, but is there any way to make them bearable?
Well, my friend's family, they play fart tennis at Christmas. So you eat as many sprouts as you can, and then you have one side of the table against the other side of the table, scoring fart for fart.
But you don't do it with an actual ball, no, it's just...
No, well, you do it with a fart, so you... 15 lower.
No, I like the idea that the fart was so powerful it could propel the ball across the
that
table.
would be good.
Yeah.
Chestnuts make sprouts bearable.
Well, I think roasted, they're absolutely lovely.
I'd steam them a bit and then fry them in curry powder.
Oh, yeah.
OK, so you have some sprouts.
Do we?
Yeah, you have some sprouts in a tin.
Oh, Auntie
Enjoy them.
Sandy.
Oh, look at that.
So, open up your Brussels sprouts, and then you also have a glass of red wine. What scientists have discovered is that Brussels sprouts taste less bitter if you take a sip of red wine between each mouthful, OK? Have a sip of red wine, and then...
Well, I might do one as a tester.
OK, fine, do that.
What, to see if it tastes disgusting and then it's better with the red wine? OK.
Then...
Fucking hell.
So the astringency of the red wine, so the rough, dry mouthfeel that you get when you drink it, it's possible it stops your saliva being able to pass the bitter taste to your taste buds. Or you just get piddly-pom. Does it work with the red?
The red wine is working.
Is that working? Yes.
Yeah.
There'll be 15 love in a minute.
You will win, my friend.
We're going to
You will
murder
win.
them. Polly Langford's farts can only be heard by a dog.
At least they're in tune.
Well, it's almost time to wrap up for the present, but not before you turtle turkeys get stuffed by general ignorance. I tell you what, let's make it a bit more festive. You can light your Christmassy candles, OK? We've got a lovely candle here.
How lovely.
There we go.
Oh,
Like that.
look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
It is pretty.
Let me light that up.
Donkey.
Stay off.
That was a very good doorbell.
Here's the thing, because of health and safety...
Donkey.
Oh, God, why did we give you the ass? I now need you to snuff your candles, and you have what you need to snuff them beside you.
Oh, very nice. Look at that.
OK, so, yeah.
Not like that.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
What are we supposed to do with it?
In fact, it's an expression that is always used wrongly today. It actually means to cause the candle to burn brighter. And what you do is you do it by trimming the wick in order to make it go brighter. So you cut a little bit of the wick like that, and the flame will go up. It's actually the opposite of what we think it is. Oh. Can I just show you a trick? So, first of all, I'm going to light my lighter.
Whoa!
Just the smoke?
Smoke is enough to draw it back down.
That's so cool.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that
like
cool?
magic
Have a look
trick.
at the video and it makes it a little bit clearer, but it is actually as if the flame is passing down through the smoke. So there it goes out. Into the flame, smoke. And look at it travelling.
That's amazing.
Boom.
That is...
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's a good trick, isn't it?
That's a
like
very
that.
good trick.
Is it dangerous to do that?
No, darling, not in the slightest.
Go on, do it.
Got hot wax on my finger. God, it reminds me of that car journey with Alan.
I thought you were going to say...
You weren't cold, though, were you?
Does anybody want to see my candle salad?
Hell yes.
Oh,
Reminds me of that car journey with Alan.
It's hard to believe this was a popular dinner party treat. A popular dinner party treat in America in the 1950s. It was used as a way quite often of introducing children to cooking. It's supposed to represent a candle, OK? It's a banana sticking out of pineapple rings with a cherry, that's the flame, fixed to the top, and the mayonnaise dribbling down the side.
Mayonnaise?
I'm just saying, it's meant to
wrong with these
represent candle
people?
wax. And apparently, people who presented these recipes were totally naive about what it actually looked like.
What does it look like, Sandy?
Those things that live in the carpet.
The candle salad was a perfectly innocent culinary treat, and I don't know why anyone would think otherwise. Finally, what was the name of the guy who invented this screwdriver?
Go.
Yeah, oh.
Phillips.
Oh. Phillips. No, it's actually the man, Phillips, that it's named after, was a businessman who spotted its potential. It was invented by an Englishman called John Frierson in the 1870s. It's known as having a cruciform orifice.
That's the Holy Grail, isn't it?
I know, right? Of screwdriver. This businessman, Henry Phillips, he bought the patent, he introduced it to General Motors, and then World War II happened and all the military manufacturers used it. But what else is a screwdriver which is more interesting at Christmas?
Angels.
Ah!
Alcohol.
Yes, it is a cocktail. Everybody's got a drink. Have a drink.
Ooh, well, hey!
Right. Sally, do you know what you've got?
Orange juice.
It's a screwdriver, apparently a drink that arrived at the end of World War II, either from the armed forces or the oil workers, and most people say it's because they used a screwdriver to mix the vodka in with their orange juice. Ah. But I've got my favourite drink, and it's the S series, so it's champagne. Cheers.
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 So let's have a look at the scores. Oh, the biggest loser in our nativity with -8. Oh, it's Bonnie.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
In third place with -6, it's Joe.
Oh, that's nice.
In second place with 2 whole points, it's Alan. In first place with 13 full festive points, it's Sally. Thanks to Bonnie, Joe, Sally and Alan. And it only remains to say from all of us here, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Merry Christmas.
Don't drink it!
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, cheers.
Merry Christmas. I hope you are too.
Harriet's pissed.
I'm so pissed. Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas, please.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Nishmas.
Wow, it's like Jesus himself wishing it to you.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
And a very Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
And Nulla Connie Eve Galer.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. That's what I'm like at Christmas. Well, all the year round, really.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. I didn't sell that, did I? Can I do mine again? Do you know what? Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oi! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
I don't know
Keep
what
it
came
in!
over me.
Keep it in!
Happy Christmas.